Hi everyone, my name is Chef Erika and I'm with the Heirloom Chef, and I'm here to give you my top 7 tips on how to have a really successful dinner party. The first one is the guest list. You should really think about who you're inviting to the party and how you think your guests will interact with each other. Do you have a theme or a reason behind the party? It's nice to think about who you're inviting in terms of how they'll relate to each other and what kind of ambiance you're creating. It's also really helpful to delegate and ask people to bring the specific things that can complement whatever it is that you're doing. Feel free to ask your guests for the support that you need. My second tip is around menu selection. Again, what's the theme of your evening? What are you trying to convey with your food? Are you looking to have a multiple course sit-down meal? Is it a potluck? Is it a buffet? You want to think about all those things ahead of time, and we always suggest that people use the freshest, most local, seasonal ingredients as possible to really give your food that extra pop. My third tip is to check your inventory ahead of time. This can be done almost a week before the event, and so what you might end up doing is taking all your plates out, your tablecloths, your forks, your cups, really seeing your serving utensils, really seeing where are the holes and where do you need to fill it in for pulling off a really beautiful night. Don't leave that to the last minute because it will just add to the stress of having so many people in your home. My fourth tip is to start your prep early. Always set the table the night before. You want to make sure you have enough chairs and table settings for all the people you're inviting. You also want to think about, is there a theme to your table? Are you putting out candles? Are you putting out flowers? In terms of candles, we always recommend to use non-scented candles, and the reason is because when your guests arrive to your home, you really want them to actually just smell the food. And you also never know really which of your guests might have an allergy to certain scents. In terms of flowers, we also recommend that folks use smaller vases and lower cut flowers so that people can see each other across the table. My fifth tip is to pick a signature cocktail for your evening. When your guests arrive, often the first thing that you give them is a drink when they walk in the door. Have a few bottles of liquor on hand, as well as often I'll have club soda or juice, fresh fruit. Some people will like wine or beer, so it's always good to have those on hand. Pick your drink ahead of time. My next tip is to be super clear about the schedule. If your friends are anything like mine, everybody shows up a half hour to an hour late, which is fine if it's a party, but if it's a dinner party, you kind of want people to be on a different schedule and actually stick to your schedule. So what I'll tell people is, hey, cocktails and appetizers at 6, we're sitting down at 7. Make sure you're on time. Don't be afraid to emphasize the time if that's important to you. And my last tip is to pick your music ahead of time. These days, our social media apps have all kinds of pre-made mixes from, Latin dinner mix to Ella Fitzgerald mix or whatever it is. So just pick your music ahead of time, play it, and then you don't have to think about it. Just to review, my top 7 tips for throwing an amazing dinner party are to pick an amazing group of people that you think will get along with each other, be really specific about your menu selection, check your inventory ahead of time, start prepping early, serve a signature cocktail, be super clear about the schedule, and choose some sweet tunes to enjoy the night. Have an amazing dinner!